So my name is Danielle Klein with Danielle Blends. I live in San Francisco, California. I am a Lagree instructor at CORE40 at the Lower Pack Heights location. I am a yoga teacher, meditation teacher, and business coach. I am so happy and honored to guide you through this 30-minute workout and 10-minute meditation today. I'm going to go over the props that you will need. You don't need all of the props. If you don't have them, I'm going to give you some other options for the workouts. But here are the props that I suggest. Yoga mat or exercise mat to have support on your back for the core moves. A set of light to medium weights, light to medium, and a slidable surface. What does that mean? Slidable surface. All right, if you're on carpet, there are certain gliders that are made for carpet. If you're on hardwood, there are certain gliders that are made for hardwood. So if you have them, use them. If you don't have gliders and you're on a hardwood floor surface, you can use either fuzzy socks to make the surface slidable, or washcloth or hand towel underneath your toes or underneath your knees to make it slidable. And that's for a hardwood surface. If you are on a carpet, you would use either paper plates or cardboard underneath your feet or knees to make that a slidable surface. So you got options. And if you don't have those, again, I'm going to give you some other variations. All right, so we are going to get started. Let's go. We're gonna start by coming up to the top edge of your mat and just standing with your feet hip distance apart. This is mountain pose Tadasana in yoga. Your hands down next to your sides, and just close your eyes for a moment and take a moment to settle into your intention for class today. What is it that you want to get out of class today? My intention is to reground myself into strength and staying dedicated to moving my body. Open your eyes, reach your arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold, bend the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold, bend the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. One more. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Arms back down to your sides. Now we're going to step it out to our plank. Stepping it out into our plank here, drawing the core up and in. Your lower ribs knitting to your hip points. You're pressing down through your palms, lifting up through your shoulders. Gaze is down in between your hands. Keeping your neck long. Option here, if you want a little bit of movement, you can saw back and forth. Shoulders go forward and slightly back. You're here for 30 seconds. Just waking up that center core. All right. Now, for the next 25 seconds, you're gonna add in breath of fire. It's imagine like you're panting like a dog, but with your mouth closed. Pumping the navel, that is going to activate your core even more while you're in this plank. You've got 10 more seconds. Powerful breaths, pumping the navel. We're gonna go with shoulder taps in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right hand to left shoulder, palm back down. Left hand to right shoulder, hand back down. Crisscross. Shoulder taps here. You're only here for 20 seconds in these shoulder taps. One at a time. Obviously, you can't do both at the same time. Slowing down your pace. Good. Using your breath. Awesome. We have supine toe taps in 5. Laying on your back in 3, 2, 1. Supine toe taps. You're laying on your back. Hands are on your core. You're going to lift your feet off the floor. Your knees are directly above your hips. Your toes are flexed towards you, and your shins are parallel to the floor. You're going to, one at a time, reach your toe down to the floor and then bring it back up. Slowly reach your toe to tap it lightly on the floor, then bring it back up. So this is your supine, which means laying down, toe taps. You want to press your low back, mid back down into the floor to keep your core active. If you start to flare up your ribs, you're going to feel a lot of tension in your lower back. It's going to be more intense on the core with your knees directly over your hips. If you bring your knees too close into you, you're not going to feel any core engagement at all. Now, if this feels too easy for you and you want to take it up a notch, you can go with keeping the toes flexed to you and you're lowering the heel down, then back up. So instead of the toe, the heel presses down to the floor. After you try a few rounds of those and you're like, okay, I'm ready to take it up another notch, you do both feet down to the floor, then back up. You could either do the toes or the heels. You can also add your arms overhead if you feel really stable in your core. Yes, so good. You should start to feel that shake in that center core already. Slowing it down even more, you're gonna feel this more intensely. We're gonna go with supine. Lorian, you're here. Yes, I see you. Thank you, thank you. We're gonna go with supine toe tap extensions in 10. You're gonna keep your knees bent. Keep your knees over your hips in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So keep your knees over your hips. Now we're just going to extend one leg, hovering it above the floor, and then reach it back up, bend the knee back in. Other leg, straighten it out, hover it above the floor, bring it back in. Now still continuing, pressing your low back, mid back down into your mat to activate your core. You can bring your hands on your core to make sure that that's happening. You're gonna feel it fire up right away. Now if you notice that your low back starts to have some tension, then don't send your foot that far close to the ground. You can keep it hovering diagonally, then bend it back in. Even this way. You're still gonna feel that activation. So you choose what's right in your body for how low you want to bring your leg. You can also add your arms if you're feeling strong in that center core. And remember, this move is very slow and intentional. If you're just moving quickly here, you're gonna skip over a lot of the muscle engagements that we're trying to work on. You're here for 20 more seconds. If your phone's nearby, can you feel this in your core? Or does it feel like you're just laying down, having a good time, almost a nap time? Can you feel it? Let me know. We have our dancing bear cub in 10. You're gonna come up to a plank. You wanna be on your slidable surface. So either the gliders, paper plates, your washcloth, your fuzzy socks, whatever you got, in 3, 2, 1. So I'm gonna take my washcloth, because I'm on hardwood floor surface. I'm gonna lengthen out into a plank. We're going with dancing bear cub. So you're lengthening out into your plank, you're on your palms. First, to start, a regular bear cub is you're bending your knees in, stopping when they're under your hips, and then straightening back out. Now we're doing dancing bear cub, so we're twisting our knees towards our left elbow, and then sliding back out to a plank, then twisting our knees towards the right elbow, then straightening back out into a plank. So you're rotating side to side here. Now, if you don't have a slidable surface, no problem, I have options for you. You're gonna be on a side forearm plank, and you're going to thread the needle. So you got options. The side forearm plank, you could be on your knees. You can have your kickstand. You got those options as well. This is your kickstand. This is your knees. Dancing bear cub. Now we're gonna add a shushing sound. Each time that you draw your knees in, you say shh, like this. Shh. Inhale out. Shh. Inhale out. The shushing sound is going to activate your core muscles and your obliques even more. You're here for 15 more seconds. You got this. We've got high knees in 10. Come to standing in 8. High knees, getting that heart rate up in 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up, we're going high knees here. Bring those knees up as high as you can. Also be mindful of what's comfortable in your body. You want to push past your comfort zone, but not with strain. So be mindful of where your body's at. If it's here today, it's here. If it's here, do it. You know your body better than anyone else, and obviously I can't see you. So you have the power to control how much effort, how much strength, how much courage you're putting into every move. Keep it going, keep it going. You got 15 more seconds. I know that heart rate's getting up. We're going with our side kicks in 10. Coming to standing in the center of your mat in 3, 2, 1. Come to standing at the center of your mat, squat on down. All right, we're gonna do side kicks with a punch. So I'm gonna show you what that looks like. In between each side, because we're gonna rotate, side kick to the one side, squat at the center, side kick to the other side. So we're at the squat at the center right now. We're gonna side kick and punch, squat. Side kick, punch, squat. Side kick, punch, squat. Side kick, punch, squat. We have a double pulse at the center. Side kick, punch, pulse, pulse. Side kick, punch, pulse, pulse. Side view. You want to look to the side that you're punching. Okay? Yes. This is going to get your glutes activated, your hamstrings, your outer inner thighs, your center core, your arms, your heart rate. Yes. You've got 30 more seconds here. Perfect. Keep it going, you're feeling it, yes. Feeling this workout. So good, so good. We got our reverse lunges in just 15. We're gonna start with our right leg, right foot at the top of your mat in 10. Coming up to standing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right foot at the top of your mat. We're going with reverse lunge. Step your foot back, bend into your lunge, and step back up. So, stepping your left foot back, bend into your lunge. You can bring your hands at center of the chest. You can also reach them straight up to the ceiling, elevating your heart with your arms raised. If you want extra, you can crunch your knee into the chest. So that way, your left foot doesn't even come down to the mat. We're gonna add a pulse in 10 seconds. We're gonna pulse it at our lunge. In 5, step your left foot back in 3, 2, 1. Having that pulse here. Option with those arms. Increasing that heart rate with your arms reaching up. Hovering here. You're here for 10. Okay. Okay. Still pulsing for 3, 2, 1. You're gonna come up to the top of your mat. Come into a narrow squat to start. You're on your left leg, right? You're on your right leg. Lift your left knee. You are going to stay bent into a one-legged lunge. Show you the front view. With your right leg down. You're gonna step your left foot out to the side, then bring it back in. Step it out to the side, bring it back in. If you're on a slidable surface, you can slide the leg out and slide it back in. If you're sliding, you'll straighten your leg out to the side, then bend the knee back in. If you're on that slidable surface. If you're not, you're lifting, toe taps, lift it back up. Told you I was gonna give you some options today. Good. You should feel this burning in your quad, in your hamstring, and your glutes. Make sure your core is activated here. Same thing with those arms. You can have them palms together or reach them up to the sky. If you have tight shoulders, do more of a V so you have more space for the lats on your back to open up. You're here for just 10 more seconds. Feeling that burn. We've got to grab our weights if you have them in 5. Narrow squats in 3, 2, 1. Narrow squats, feet hip distance, squat on down, grab your weights if you have them. We're going with a squat pulse, grocery bag style bicep curls. If you don't have weights, just do the same movement like this. Okay, we're adding in our pulse here with our squat. Booty back, knees somewhat over the ankles. They're not gonna be exactly perfect over the ankles, but as long as you're not bending your knees past your toes. If you have weights, you're adding in your grocery bag style bicep curl. What is that? Is that what you're asking? Your elbows are hugged into your side ribs. Instead of your hands being forward of your body, they're slightly out at an angle. Then you're stretching your arms down, then bicep curling up. So your arms are out at an angle here. Regular bicep curls are forward. We're going out here. We're going out for a couple different reasons. One because we're activating a different part of the bicep muscle, as well as when you're in your narrow squat, you don't always have a lot of room for your arms to come down. They might hit your thighs, so that's where we're opening it up. Awesome. You're here for just 15 more seconds. Squeeze your weights. If you don't have your weights, squeeze your fists. That's gonna activate your entire muscular arm here. Your forearm activates your bicep, your tricep, your shoulders as you squeeze your arms. You're here for 3, 2, 1. Shake it out, shake it out. All right. We're going with our reverse lunge, other leg. So this time, your left leg is at the front of the mat. No, right leg is at the front of the mat. The opposite leg. I'm trying to mirror you guys because I know that the camera is flipping this. All right, so you did your left. So now you're doing your right, I believe. So you're stepping your right leg back into your reverse lunge. I got it now. All right. It's all the sugar from my birthday cake yesterday. So you're stepping your right foot back, bending into your right knee for your reverse lunge. You're just hovering your knee above the mat. If you want to add extra, you crunch the knee into the chest as you come up, not letting the right foot meet the ground at the top of your mat. Options for your hands at the center of the chest, or reach them upward. We have that pulse in 20. Happy belated birthday, thank you. We have that pulse in that reverse lunge in just 12. Stepping your right foot back for your reverse lunge in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step it back. You're in your reverse lunge pulse. So you're pulsing here. Where are your hands? Where do you choose? What's your comfort zone? And are you willing to step out of that comfort zone to bring up the heat a little bit more? Without strain, of course. So maybe that's hands on the hips, maybe that's hands at the center of the chest, or reach them up or out. Good. You're here for 15 more. Pulse it out, squeeze and activate. Make sure your core is activated as well. And your obliques and your breathing. Prana, life force energy. Keep it flowing. We're going with that single leg lunge skater in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step it up to the front of your mat. Right foot on the front of your mat here. Lifting your left toes off of the floor. You're bent in your primary leg, your right leg. You're going to step it out to the side, then bring it back in. Step it out to the side, then bring it back in. It's okay if you start to wobble. It's okay if you get unbalanced. It's okay if your toe has to step down for a moment. Don't worry about it. Don't beat yourself up. Just get back into it. That just means that you are working those muscles. What happens is when you start to work your larger muscles, they get worked all the time. And once they get depleted, they start recruiting the other muscles around for support. And a lot of times we don't get those muscles to support us a lot because we give up when we stop. But the more that we push past that comfort zone, we get more and more muscle engagement around the larger group muscles. And then that's when we find results fast. And it's amazing. Remember, if you're in a slidable surface, you can slide it out. Whew, I'm feeling this in my ankles. My ankles need to be strengthened. Definitely, I can feel it. You're here for 20 more seconds. You can, you can. Yes. I believe we have burpees next. Now we're going with our obliques next. Our obliques, we're gonna go with supine alternating leg lifts in just 8. Laying on our backs in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Laying on your back, supine leg lifts with a reach to get into our obliques. I'm gonna show you what that looks like. Toes up to the ceiling, hands down next to your hips. Then we're gonna be reaching our opposite hand to our opposite toe, opposite foot, like this. But we're also gonna be adding in the alternating leg lift. So when you reach your left hand to your right foot, you lower your left foot down, then reach it back up. Reach opposite hand, lower the opposite leg, come back up. Switching here. You want to move slowly, you don't want to move fast with these. If you feel tension building up in your head or neck, I like to bring my hands behind my head And you're still crunching up. You're pressing the low back, mid back down into your surface, but you feel the support of your hands behind your head. You can also reach with the opposite hand and then bring your hands behind your head, reach the opposite, come back. This is waking up a little bit more of your obliques in addition to your center core. So same thing here. If your legs are towards your face, you're not going to get as much core engagement. You want your feet above your hips, kind of like when we were in this position. You're here for another 15. We're going with our slidable surface for a kneeling side crunch in 10. You're going to have your slidable surface on your knees this time for a kneeling side crunch. If you don't have a slidable surface, you're going to be in a side forearm plank with hip lifts. So if you're not in a slidable surface, forearm plank, hip lifts. We're going with our kneeling side crunch. Left side is down in 3, 2, 1. Kneeling side crunch. Get your slidable surface, so your gliders, your washcloth, your paper plate, whatever you got. Put it under your knees. You're going to be bent on your knees, feet behind you. You're going to come down to your forearms. You're in a side forearm plank, like a twisted plank. You're drawing your knees in towards your elbows and then slide the legs back out. Draw the knees in, slide back out. If you don't have a slidable surface, side forearm plank with hip dips. Hip lifts, hip dips. You're basically lifting and lowering your hips. You can also add the thread the needle. You're in this kneeling side crunch for 20 more seconds. These are amazing. I love them. I miss them on the Megaformer for sure. This is a way to do them at home. Adding in your shushing sound as you draw your knees in. Shh. Inhale out. Shh. Inhale out. Shh. Last 5 seconds. Forearm plank on your mat. Forearm plank in just 3, 2, 1. Forearm plank on your mat. All right. We're going to slide our leg out to the side, bring it back in. Same side that you did the kneeling crunch on. Whatever knee was down, slide it back in. If your foot is not slidable, you can just lift it, lower it, bring it back. Even on carpet, you can do this. You can slide your foot. Isolating the use of your oblique. Your oblique muscle is being activated when you slide your leg out to the side. I want you to add in the shushing sound as well. Why are we adding the shushing sound? It's activating your core and oblique muscles even more. You're breathing out to have more muscle engagement. So as you slide your leg out, it's shh. Inhale as you come back in. Shh. Inhale as you glide it back in. You're here for 20 more seconds. Yes, feeling the burn. Burn, baby, burn. Happy belated birthday. Thank you. Okay, yes, you're on your left. Okay, I got it. Thank you, thank you. We're going to be going into our kneeling crunch on the other side in 10. Kneeling crunch, other side in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, opposite side, kneeling side crunch. Your knee is down on your slidable surface. Forearms down. Lengthening out into your twisted modified plank. This would be a forearm plank modified on your knees, but we're having both forearms down. You're drawing your knees in, slowly sliding out. Remember, you're using that shushing sound. So shushing as you draw it in. Shh. Inhale out. Shh. Inhale out. The slower you go, the better. The more muscle engagement. Yes. Awesome. You guys are doing great. We have that scrambled egg version is what I call it. Both forearms down into your plank, opening your leg out to the side in just 10. That scrambled egg version in 8. Forearms down in your plank in 4, 3, 2, 1. You're in your forearm plank. Squeezing and activating the core here. Pressing down through your forearms, lifting up through your shoulders. Deep inhale. Shushing sound as you draw your leg out to the side. Inhale as you bring it back in. Inhale as you bring it back in. You guys feeling that difference when you add the shushing sound? It's pretty awesome. Yes, feeling the burn. I see those emojis. I learned that in yoga, teaching yoga, adding in a lot of different breath work techniques into the yoga sequence to move your prana, to move your energy. When you're moving your energy, you're releasing stagnant energy, releasing any blockages, and it's really powerful and engages your muscles more. So good. You're here for 10 more seconds. All right, we're going into our bird dog tricep kickback in 3, 2, 1. You're on all fours here. If you have weights, you bring your weights underneath your hands. You're on all fours, knees under the hips, shins down to the floor, shoulders over wrists. If you don't have weights, you are just going to extend opposite leg, opposite knee, draw opposite knee to elbow underneath, round the spine, and open. Round and open. That will be yours. If you have the weights, you're gonna hug your elbow, just one side, elbow in, and as you straighten your leg behind you, the opposite arm will do a tricep kickback. Then draw it back in, leg and tricep kickback. Bring it back in. Now, you want to do a powerful exhale. Each repetition. Exhale as you kick your arm back. So you got those options. No weights. You're in your bird dog. Rounding the spine underneath. Otherwise, tricep kickback here. We're going to switch sides in just 15. Switching sides. You don't need to switch sides on your mat. I'm just doing that so I can still see you guys and so you can see my arms. Switching sides in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're on all fours. Opposite elbow kicked in if you've got your weights. Leg extends, opposite arm kicks back. Bring your knee back in, bring your arm back in, kick it back. Using your breath here. Exhale as you open. If you don't have any weights, no big deal. Arms out, hug it in. Reach, curl. Reach, curl. You're here for 20 more seconds. We're going with our meditation up next. You've got 10 more seconds. Stay for the meditation. Meditation is hugely beneficial to your entire body, not just your mental body, your emotional body, your physical body. So stay for the meditation. Find your comfortable seat. Close your eyes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, meditation time. Come and find your comfortable seats. water if you need to. Closing your eyes here. Your comfortable seat can be on a couch, on a chair, right on the floor. You're closing your eyes, bringing your inner gaze up and into the third eye. Bring your chin slightly down and back. Bring your palms facing down on your thighs. Elbows come back slightly to find a little bit more openness and lift of your chest, opening your heart. Taking a long, deep inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale, sighing it out. Audible sound here, releasing anything that no longer serves you. Long, deep inhale through the nose. Filling up, like expanding your lungs here, filling yourself up with fresh breath. Open mouth, exhale, sighing it out. One more like that. Deep inhale through the nose. This time, hold the breath at the top. Take another sip of air in. Holding and suspending the breath here. Relaxing the shoulders as you're holding the breath. Drawing the energy from the base of the spine up into that inner gauge of the third eye, space between the brows. Open mouth, exhale, audible sound out. Releasing. Closing your lips. Closing the mouth, allowing your natural breath to flow here. Imagine that there is a cord from your spine, a long cord from your spine down to the sit bones, going all the way down into the center of the earth. And this cord is wrapped around the center of the earth to ground you, to keep you stable, supported, and strong. And bring into your mind, what is it that you want to release? Perhaps you are needing to release fear, needing to release judgment, criticism, comparison, fear of being seen, fear of embarrassment, guilt. What is it that you need to release? This feeling has been weighing you down, and it is time to release it. It's no longer needed, it's no longer necessary to have in your energetic field. Now, with that in mind, what is it that you want to release? I want you to visualize yourself at the ocean. And you can see the gentle tide of the waves coming into the shoreline and then receding away. And as the water comes up to the shoreline, it rushes up. And then as it recedes, it pulls down and away anything on the sand on the surface. And that's why we're bringing to the surface these things that we no longer need, that we want them to be dissolved and released. You're bringing these emotions, this mental state to the surface so that you can visualize the ocean tide coming in towards you and washing away what no longer serves you. Embracing the water as it comes up towards the shoreline towards you, knowing that it's going to take away what no longer is needed. Feeling a relief as the water recedes back away into the ocean, dissolving that emotion. With every breath, your breath flows with that tide. The inhale as the water rushes up to the shoreline, and the exhale as it recedes and as you release. With this visualization, you're feeling the release, you're feeling the let go of those emotions. And how good it feels to have nature on your side to support you with everything that you need. The ocean is there at any time to wash away, dissolve, clear, and purify your energy. The deeper your breath, the deeper your prana, your life force energy moves, the deeper your release. Last inhale for releasing. Inhale, surfacing the emotion. Exhale, releasing. Visualize and experience the ocean as it draws in relaxation, peace, tranquility, confidence, clarity, drawing that in towards you. No longer focusing on the release. The release is done. We're now drawing in this powerful energy from the ocean, drawing this newfound resilience, radiance, and vibrance into us as we inhale. And as we exhale, it's permeating through every cell of our body. Visualizing that ocean as it rushes in with that resilience. Inhale. Exhale, the ocean tide recedes out, and we're permeating that resilience into our body. Inhale, flooding ourselves in with peace. Exhale, filling ourselves up with peace as the ocean tide recedes away. Inhale with confidence, filling ourselves up with confidence on our inhale. Exhale, permeating through every cell of our being as the ocean tide recedes away. Last one, inhaling with our true, authentic self. Exhale, permeating through our authentic self here as the ocean goes, dissolves. Feeling this newfound energy, this newfound clarity and lightness to our energetic body. Now that we have released, we can feel lighter and more at ease. And we have filled our cup now with those things that we want to embody. The peacefulness, the confidence, the resilience, the radiance, and gratitude. Bring your hands over your heart, palms facing inward. Breathing in gratitude for this moment. Breathing out gratitude to the universe, to all of you. Breathing in again, gratitude for this body. Breathing out gratitude for every single body on this planet. Last one, breathing in gratitude for this existence. Exhale, gratitude for every past, present, and future. And slowly open up your eyes, back into this space, back into this body. Stretching out your legs, giving them a little shake. Couple stretches here. Crossing your legs, reach your hand up overhead, and your opposite hand is down on the floor. Open and bow out the side body. Opposite side, bring opposite hand down, reach the arm up, opening up the side body here. You're also feeling the openness of the arms and the chest, the pectoral muscles coming back down. Good. A couple seated cat-cows. Bring your hands on your knees. You round the spine and then bow your chest up to the ceiling. Round the spine, boat up to the ceiling. Couple rounds of this to just find a little bit more flexion and openness in the back. Releasing any tightness here. Just a couple rounds. Shake out the legs. I like figure 4. One leg is down, one foot is down on the mat. Cross your opposite ankle over the opposite knee. You could either be seated here like this. I like this variation. You can also be laying down and draw your hands in. Switch sides. Just a quick stretch here at the end, especially after meditating and sitting for a couple minutes. All right, shake out your legs. Come up to standing or sitting and let me know what you thought of today's practice.